good evening, and welcome to the Old Time Television Show. Did you know that you are more likely to be killed by a cow than by a shark in the wild?
What does that have to do with this episode?
Absolutely nothing, but that is how Hitchcock always started his episodes. So that's what we're doing.
Welcome to the Eastern Community Access Television and the Old Time TV Show.
An eclectic collection of classic comedy, drama, and variety shows. Join us as we travel back in time to the earliest days of broadcast television. And now, on to the show.
Hello and welcome to the Old Time TV Show. Today we are featuring 2 episodes from the TV show Alfred Hitchcock Presents, a series created, produced, and hosted by the famous director himself. This show was an anthology and told a different story of crime, mystery, or horror every week. The 2 episodes we are watching today are The Cheney Vase and The Sorcerer's Apprentice. They feature many tropes found in Hitchcock's films, including manipulation, complex conspiracies, and murder plots. In fact, The Sorcerer's Apprentice was considered so gruesome at the time that it was never officially broadcasted by NBC. Brought to you by one of the most influential film directors of all time, this is Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Good evening. I'm looking to see what lies ahead. The old Romans used to tell the future by cutting animals open and examining their entrails. Due to some objections by anti-vivisectionists, we have to omit the butchering. But through the wonders of modern science, we are not denied a glimpse into the future. Besides, it's much more tidy this way. This is an X-ray of a goat, an animal which the ancients found to be full of strange portents. It looks like rain. I can see this will also give one insight about the past. For example, I now know what happened to those car keys I lost last summer. As to the immediate future, either this X-ray plate wasn't properly developed, or else we are in for a very dismal time of it for the next minute.
Wake up. This is no place to sleep. Come on, wake up. You'll freeze to death. Hey, Mills, come out here, quick.
Oh, it's Steve. What's the matter?
Some kid passed out.
Another drunk?
No, I think he's sick. Take a look.
He's sick, all right.
Give me a lift. We'll get him into my trailer.
Right over there.
the bed, Milt. I can manage now.
Right.
Hi, Milt.
Hi.
Who's that?
I found him lying outside, passed out. He looks half-starved to me. Maybe you'd better heat him up some milk.
If you think I'm going to stop playing nursemaid to some crummy tramp, you've got another guest coming.
Oh, be reasonable, Irene. It looks like the poor kid hasn't had a square meal in days.
So, call the wagon. There's charity hospitals, aren't there? I'm not going to spend all my time in between shows cooped up with him.
You can't just throw him out. Maybe he's in trouble. There's no identification on him, nothing.
Well, he gives me the creeps. Vic, I think he's waking up.
What happened? Where am I?
Feeling better, kid?
Yes. How did I get here? Am I dead?
What made you think that?
Because of you. You look like an angel.
You hear that, Vic?
You look like the devil.
Not me, chum. Victor Sedini's the name. I'm a magician. This is my wife, Irene. She helps me in my act.
Act? What act?
Well, don't worry about that now, kid.
My name is Hugo.
Hugo what?
Just Hugo. That's all they ever called me at the home.
What kind of home is that, Hugo?
Oh, it's a big place. I shouldn't have told you. You see, I ran away.
What I tell you, Vic? Trouble.
Let him talk. What are you doing here in Toledo, Hugo?
Oh, well, there was this man I met. And he lets me sell newspapers for him on the street. And at night, I sleep under the bridge.
In this weather?
Oh, I haven't any money. The man took it. His name is Fred. I think he's a bad man.
How come you got sick?
Oh, I'm not sick.
Not much you aren't.
It's just that I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten in 2 days.
2 days? Irene, tell Milt to give you some hamburgers and see if he has some hot soup to take out.
Okay. It's your party.
You're going to be all right, Hugo. Just rest and get your strength back. What's the matter? You're not afraid of me, are you?
You're a magician. I've heard all about them. They can put spells on you.
I see. Now, well, somebody's going to have to put you straight about a few things, Hugo. I'll tell you what. Just as soon as you're feeling better, I'll let you watch the show.
Is Miss Irene in the show?
Of course.
Well, then I want to watch it. I like to watch her. She's pretty.
Good.
much better, thanks. I wanted to see the show. Oh, I'm not doing anything wrong, am I?
Of course not. George, this is Hugo. Hugo, this is George Morris. He's a high wire artist.
Oh, very happy to meet you. I like artists very much.
This is the one I was telling you about. You know, Vic picked him up.
Simple Simon. Oh, no, my name isn't Simon. It's Hugo.
Right. Well, I've got to go find Vic. We're on in 5 minutes. I'll see you later.
Don't forget what I told you.
I won't.
An angel. She looks just like an angel. What do you know about angels, Hugo? Oh, they told me about them at the home. About the devil, too. What does an angel like her have to do with the devil?
Yeah, sometimes I wonder, too. Now, come on. Let's go watch the great Sadini.
We're going to see the magic now.
Yes, Hugo, we're going to see the magic.
My friends, I'll conclude this little demonstration of mystery and magic with the celebrated illusion of sawing a woman in half. I always save this little trick for the last, just in case it doesn't work. All right, if you're ready, please.
Is he really going to do it?
Just watch and see.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Stop him. Stop him. He's hurting her.
No, Hugo, it's only a trick. See?
He's killed her. The devil's killed her.
Calm down.
All right, I tell you.
Look, she's smiling.
I tell you, I'm fed up with taking orders from him. Now he says he wants to put Hugo in the act to take care of the props.
Yeah, but the kid worships you.
Oh, it bugs me just to see him stare. I tell you, I've had it.
So why don't we blow out of here? Head for the coast, just the two of us.
Talk sense, Georgie boy. I'm crazy about you, but that won't pay the rent. Anyway, Vic's a headliner. You're just another carny act. Gotta have to think of the future.
Vic, what's that phone he got? Just a couple of trunks full of props. Anybody can do a magic act, honey. Even I could have had a stake for the gimmicks. Like, you know all his routines. We could build our own act. How's that for an angle?
What's the use? We haven't got a dime. And anyway, Vic would never let me go.
We belong together, kid. I can see it now, the great George and company. There's got to be some way.
George!
It's a big idea.
Let me handle this. Here you go. I think it's time you and I had a little talk, huh? Yes, Hugo, it's true. I love George. And we're going away together.
Oh, but Mr. Cedini, he's such a nice man, even if he does look that way.
How do you mean?
Well, when I first saw him, I thought he was the devil. But now...
You mean you thought he looked like the devil?
Yes. You know, at the home, they wanted to send me away because I couldn't understand things. But I'm all right now.
Oh, yes, you're fine.
I know Cedini isn't the devil. He just does tricks.
And you believed him?
Yeah.
Oh, Hugo. I was the same way once. I trusted him. But now I'm his slave. I'll tell you a secret. Cedini is the devil.
Oh, no. George said it's all tricks.
That's the way he fools people. He makes them think they're tricks. Hugo, when I go out there on that stage and float, it really happens. And when he saws me in half, it's because he really wants to. Oh, Hugo, I'm so afraid of him. Oh, please help me. Please.
No, please. Please, don't cry. Please.
What is it? This is it. This is what does the magic.
The wand?
He waves it and the magic happens. That's his power. You think you could steal it?
Steal it?
Then you'd have his power. Oh, Hugo. Hugo, nothing can help me as long as he's still alive.
As long as he's still alive. But...
You've got to help me. You must. It wouldn't be wrong.
No.
Oh, Hugo, please. Hugo, please. No one will ever know. I'll tell you the way. Please.
Right. I'll help you. Just tell me what to do.
Yes, Hugo. I'll tell you what to do.
Irene, are you there? Where's Irene?
I haven't seen her.
That's funny.
Yes.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
Well, what are you hanging around here for? Everybody's in bed. You're supposed to bunk with the roustabouts over in the prop tent.
I was waiting for you to get back.
What did you want me for?
I needed the keys. The keys to your trunk.
Is there something you wanted to get out of it?
No. There's something I wanted to... Hugo. Can I talk you.
Oh, not now, please, no.
She told me what's up. She tried to get me drunk. I'm wise to her. I sneaked out. I gotta stop you before you do anything foolish.
I know what I'm doing.
No, you don't, Hugo boy. No, you don't. She's gonna frame you. That's the bit. She's got it all figured.
No, you're lying.
You kill Sedini, she'll tell the cops tonight everything. You see, you're supposed to be, well, you're just staying with it, kid.
I'm all right. You know I'm all right.
Sure, pal, sure. But you tell the cops that line about the devil, well, they'll have their own ideas. You could get locked up for murder. I gotta come and warn you, big boy.
What's the matter?
I gotta get some air. I don't feel so good. Hugo, don't do it. Listen to me. Don't do it, Hugo.
George? George!
Is that you, George? Oh. Where did you sneak off to? Hmm?
See? I have it. I have it now.
Never mind that thing. Did you do it?
Yes.
Where is he?
In the trailer?
Have you seen George? Does he know?
Yes. But it won't matter.
What's the matter?
All that matters is the wand. The magic wand.
What are you talking about?
You told me yourself. Whoever has the wand has the power.
Where's George?
What's Sedini?
No, Hugo, no.
He went to sleep. So I locked him in the trailer with Sedini.
But if the police find him in there with Sedini, they'll think that...
It doesn't matter what they think. All that matters is this. Now the two of us can go away together. We'll have a wonderful act. You'll see. I can do all the things Sedini did. All the magic.
No, Hugo, you don't understand.
I'll be greater than Sedini. I'll show you. Irene! Irene, I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to frighten you. Don't you believe me? Well, then I'll show you. I'll show you I can use the wand. When you wake up, you'll know it's true. Don't be afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Hugo the Great.
I don't know quite how to put this. However, I must tell you the truth. The saw worked excellently, but the wand didn't. Hugo was terribly upset, and Irene was beside herself. As for the police, they misunderstood the whole thing and arrested Hugo for murder. There's not much more to say, but I shall say it after the following commercial break. The foregoing has made it obvious to me that we've had quite enough for one evening. We shall save the rest until next week, when I shall reappear. Until then, good night. Oh, good evening. I was just about to send greetings to an old friend. I'm sure modern civilized methods of homicide are much more efficient, but I don't care for them. I abhor violence. That is why on this program we use stabbings, shooting, and garrotings only when they are absolutely essential to the plot, or when the whim strikes us. Tonight's play begins in a museum, and the title is The Cheney Vase. That's all I intend to tell you. You'll have to figure the rest out for yourselves. And now our sponsor wishes to say a few words designed to send you rushing out immediately to buy his products. But please endeavor to restrain yourselves. I don't want you to miss our story.
I don't intend to discuss it any further. I want you to leave the museum this afternoon.
Mr. Coulter, the work I did here as your assistant could have been done by a reasonably intelligent child. Leaving won't be exactly a hardship. However, you're rather conveniently forgetting my severance pay.
If you want to make an issue with the money, Lyle, I'll be glad to take it up with the board. I'm prepared to go completely into your record during the 3 months you've been here. Your inability to arrive even approximately on time. The 4 days off last month with no reason whatsoever.
It was spring, Mr. Coulter, though I doubt whether you were aware of that.
I want you out of this building by 3 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
How did it go, Lyle?
It went, and so shall I.
Oh, no. What are you going to do?
You got me this job. You got any other ideas?
Let me go.
Mr. Endicott?
Miss Cheney! No one told me you were in the museum.
And Francis and I just arrived.
Well, now, aren't you looking chipper, if I may say so?
Well, of course you may say so. Everyone lies to me and spoils me. I'd be rather put out if they didn't. But the only thing chipper about my appearance is perhaps my suit. And if you'd known me longer, Mr. Endicott, you'd know that that's almost as old as you are.
Well, it's still very handsome, and so is its owner. But now, look here, doesn't this add a touch of color?
Well, now.
There we go.
It's very thoughtful of you, Mr. Endicott. Thank you.
Now, you're not going to run off with one of the museum's treasures in that box, are you?
No, this is my own last little effort. Francis, why don't you run along and do your errands? I shall need you for a while.
Well, now, you know, it's really very good. Yes, you know, you've cut this in here beautifully. Yeah.
Well, of course, it's only a hobby, but at least no one can say that I completely waste my time rattling around in that old house out in the country. Oh, there you are, Herbert.
Good afternoon, Martha. What a nice surprise. I didn't expect you till Wednesday.
Well, it was the only day I could come.
Have you taken care of that matter, as I asked you to?
Oh, yes, I'll take care of that immediately, Mr. Cawthorn. Well, Miss Cheney, it was so nice to see you again.
Goodbye, Mr. Endicott.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Well, what did you want to see me about?
Well, Martha, I'm leaving for the coast.
Oh, are you really?
Uh-huh. Day after tomorrow. Martha, it will be a wonderful send-off for my trip. If I could inform the Board of Trustees that at long last, I've arranged to purchase the Cheney vase.
Oh, now, you're not still at it. No, Herbert. You know I could never sell it. It was the last thing of my father's, and I'm going to keep it as long as I live.
Oh, but...
And that's going to be a long, long time.
But, Martha, you always promised.
No, Herbert. That's fine. Well, so you're leaving for the coast?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Francis is leaving me, too. So I have to manage without Francis. And this will probably be my last visit for a while. So, act like a curator, Herbert. I'd like to see those Chinese figurines you just brought.
No explanation, no nothing. He just fired you. Oh, darling, I'm sick. What is it with that? Do we just have the unlucky touch? Other people get married and save money and have babies and think that this is the best of all possible worlds.
Why not just once? Just once can something work out right for me.
Will they let you stay in your apartment till I get my check?
I'm not going to take any more money from you. Take a letter, Miss Waring.
What?
A recommendation. At least you can type one, I think, even if our distinguished curator won't feel obliged to.
What'll I say?
Just write a nice, kind, enthusiastic letter. Lyle Endicott worked here at the Manhattan Museum of Art as my assistant until May 12th. During which time, he turned out to be a very dependable worker. I hope you don't mind my coming to you.
Well, but you see, I'm in no position financially to engage someone like you.
Well, there could be other compensations in my case. You see, I could continue my research here in your wonderful library. Oh, yeah, may I?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Endicott.
Oh, call me Lyle.
Well,
Well, now, look, if I'm going to be taking care of you, you can hardly go around calling me Mr., now, can you?
It's very kind of you and Herbert to think of me. But you know that when Francis leaves, there'll be just Bella the cook. And I'm helpless. Since my illness last year, I can't get around at all.
Well, then you do need a man around the house. Now, don't you?
Well, would you be willing to put it on a trial basis? Say, 1 month?
Oh, of course. Well, I know that I won't change my mind.
Well, then let's seal the bargain. Lyle.
Like another cup of tea, dear?
Sitting here gossiping with you isn't going to get any work done. And I ought to have been in my studio an hour ago.
Oh, well, then we certainly can't let talent go to waste now, can we? Here we go. Whee!
Oh, no. Oh, Lyle!
There.
Oh, no! Oh, please!
Whoa! There.
Oh, really?
Now, Now, you go right on upstairs there and get to work, and I'll make all the arrangements about lunch.
Oh, now you're not supposed to bother about things like that.
Well, why not? I enjoy doing things for you. There we go.
Oh, no. Put those somewhere. I'll answer them later.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Bella, would you clear up Miss Cheney's tea things, please?
Yes, sir. But, Bella, it isn't important, one cup. And you so rarely break anything.
Miss Cheney, I didn't break it.
And now, as Mr. Endicott said, it wasn't broken when I had my tea from it, and you're the only one who's touched the tray since.
Well, if you took one of Miss Cheney's cups, there's no harm in admitting it, but don't try to blame someone else.
Are you calling me a liar, sir?
I'm merely saying that when one is as old as you are, Bella, and is prone to breaking
Bella,
things.
I know you're tired. Now, you've had too much to do since Francis left, so why don't you go and lie down for a little while?
Never thought the time would come you wouldn't believe me, Miss Cheney. I can see I'm not wanted in this house.
Bella, wait. Bella. I'm afraid we hurt her feelings.
I hated having to worry you about this, but, well, some of the things that have gone on lately.
Bella has been with me for almost 20 years. I couldn't possibly do without her. I hope she'll stay with me as long as I live.
I just thought perhaps, well, she might need a little vacation. Why don't you tell her to take a couple of weeks off? I'm sure I can take care of you. Well, so this is where the artist creates her masterpiece.
Oh, well, it's a good place for work. It's quiet, it's soundproof. When the elevator's downstairs, I feel cut off from the rest of the world.
You keep the vase up here?
What vase?
What's the vase? There's only one, isn't there?
I don't want to talk about... I don't want to talk about it. Everybody's always asking me about it. I thought you'd be different from the rest,
Well,
Lyle.
it seems a shame to keep such a beautiful work of art hidden away when no one can appreciate it.
It is my vase, and I will do what I like with it. Everybody is always telling me what I have to do.
Martha, what's the matter? Can I help you?
I think if you don't mind, Lyle, I'd like to be alone for a while, please. And just rest quietly.
Oh, no. No, I wouldn't think of leaving you now. You need someone to take care of you. Well, good morning, Martha. How are we feeling today?
Well, I'm sure I'm much better.
Good.
I thought maybe I could go out for a little while into the air. You know, I haven't been out of the house for 3 weeks.
Well, now, why don't you go upstairs and try and do a little work? Now, you know how you missed your sculpting.
Do you think I could?
Why, of course. Why, you were showing just wonderful work before this little setback of yours. Why, that last head you did showed tremendous improvement. Here we go. Up we go. That's right. Hold tight. There now. Why, we'll just have a beautiful one-woman show for you in no time at all. Now sit right down. That's right. There we go. There we are. Now.
I've got to talk to you, Mr. Endicott.
Later, Ruby.
But...
Later.
Lyle.
What?
I don't like that maid. When are you going to get rid of her?
Well, as soon as I can find someone who'll come all the way out here.
Well, Bella'll be back soon from her vacation.
Vacation? Why, Martha, don't tell me you've forgotten already that Bella wrote you.
Bella wrote me?
Well, yes.
When? Really?
Martha, she wrote you in August, saying that it was too much work and that you couldn't come back. Don't you remember, Martha?
Well, I know I get confused sometimes, but this is different.
I know. That's why I've been so very worried about you.
Well, you've been wonderful, Lyle. I don't know why you put up with this silly old woman.
But I do worry. It's wrong.
Why is it wrong? She's got that vase hidden away somewhere. What good's it doing her?
I know, Lyle, but she's a helpless old woman. I do wish you'd give up the idea.
Maybe Cother might know where it is.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Are you positive he doesn't?
Yes.
Well, she's got it hidden away in that house somewhere. I may have to strangle her, but I'll get it. Oh. Darling?
Hmm?
Who's Max Reisenweber?
He's one of the most important art collectors in Europe. He's written in the museum a couple of times. Cother seems to think he's a bit shady.
Oh?
Why do you ask?
Well done.
And if it is a genuine Cheney vase, I may be induced to go as high as $45,000 payable in dollars or marks at Frankfurt.
Think of what we could do with all that money. We'd go to Europe, we could have cars, clothes. Where's the book with the picture of the vase in it? Yeah. The Cheney vase is comparatively small, being 8 inches high, made of porous sodaphene. It bears a simple crimson design on a lustrous natural background. It was discovered by the archaeologist William Cheney in 1881.
What now?
I think you might start learning German and arrange about your passport. I think we ought to deliver it to that very nice Mr. Reisenweber in person.
Who's that? Well, I figured you'd have been up here for such a time, maybe a cup of tea would taste good. Nobody told me. I just figured.
Well, now, that's very kind. Put it on the table. I don't remember your name, my dear.
Ruby Boynton.
Ruby. Where is Mr. Endicott?
Oh, I don't know. Downstairs somewhere, I guess.
Ruby. I want you to help me. I've got to get out of here, and he won't let me. He won't let me see anyone. He's done something to the telephone, and I can't call anyone. You've got to help me. Now, this is to my attorney. I want you to take it and make sure that he gets it. Will you, please? Please. Oh, thank you. Oh.
Oh, allow me, dear. Why didn't you ring?
Well, I don't think I can get what I want in this house anymore.
Oh, Martha. You know that everything I do here is for you. Well, I feel like almost one of the family.
Lyle, this arrangement of ours, it hasn't worked out. I want you to go.
Why, Martha, I'd feel guilty if I left you now. Well, you know you're not yourself. You're not responsible.
Well, I know I haven't been myself recently. But I'm beginning to see everything very clearly now.
Well, how can you say that, Martha, when you have such delusions? When you can write such fantastic letters like this? Martha, really?
Hello?
Hello, darling. Listen, I'm afraid I got some bad news. See, I think our little scheme's down the drain. The man from a bank is just here, and it seems like the Cheney vase is in the safe deposit box down there. Well, good evening, darling. How about a drink? I've had a bad day. Why can't just once, something work out right for us? And now she says she needs a rest and she wants to go off somewhere with me for a month.
Where are you going?
Well, her sister's got a place up in Maine. I don't know, we'll be stuck up there in the North Woods with no telephone, or I won't even be able to...
Stop it, Lyle. I'm sick to death of your lying and sick of whatever you're doing to that poor woman.
What are you talking about?
When you made application for your passport, you gave the museum as your business address. I did a little checking, and suddenly everything began to fall into place. The way you've been avoiding me. That cock and bull story about the vase being in a bank somewhere. And now you're going off to Maine.
All right, I'll level with you. You're right, I do consider you and your morality excess baggage. But since I'm off to Frankfurt tonight at 8:30.
What?
Oh, yeah. It's been delightful, Pamela, every minute of it. I just have time to go over and pick up the little vase from Miss Cheney's and be off. And I wouldn't go to the police if I were you. That letter of recommendation you wrote implicates you just as much as me.
Hello? Yes, Mr. Cother.
I'm at the station. I hate to bother you, but I have a mountain of work. I wondered if you'd come around to the museum tomorrow, even though it is Saturday.
Yes. Yes, I think so.
Fine. I'll tell you about the trip tomorrow.
Mr. Cother, go to Mrs. Cheney's at once. It's important. He'll be there by 6. You haven't got time.
It's almost 5 now. It'll take him an hour to get there from the station. I'll still have time.
Mr. Endicott. That one might be the original. And I wouldn't try to make me tell you which one it is. I'm a poor deluded old woman, probably mad, you know. I wouldn't be able to tell one from the other. You know, they're really rather good, those copies. I'll probably be able to sell them for a great deal of money.
And so another American primitive was born. Thinking our audience might be interested in obtaining a memento of tonight's story, we asked Grandma Cheney to whip up a few thousand more vases. And we're prepared to make an amazing offer on a strictly first-come, first-served basis. Listen closely. This will not be repeated. If you wish one of these lovely vases, just send us your name and address together with $45,000 in cash. Please do not send stamps or coins. And now our sponsor wishes to tell of an equally amazing opportunity for your benefit, after which I'll be back. My, they did go fast, didn't they? Next week we shall return. Please don't be alarmed. Right. Next week we shall return with another story. Good night.